A very good morning YouTube. Hope you're all doing well. Normally in this channel I ride motorcycles, but because of the COVID-19 situation, not much of traveling. So I went and picked this small bike for myself to keep this travel routine around my hometown at least going, and well, you know, the fitness advantages. So today we are going to be looking at this bike, Rock Rider ST100. Let's go. Now I myself am a very beginner to this bicycling segment, and when I wanted to get a bicycle for myself, I just went to Decathlon and picked Rock Rider ST100. Definitely I went through the reviews section to see if it fits my needs, and it seemed to check most of the boxes, so I just went and picked this up from the Decathlon Bangalore. But now that I have ridden this for a while and also tuned it up to my needs and necessities, I can guide new people about what this bike is all about. So this is my ownership review of Rock Rider ST100. We are going to be doing a in-depth review of this. So to keep it clear, I will be dividing this section of in-depth review in 10 categories. I'm not very sure about the order, so I'll just display these in my screen right here. So these are the 10 categories that I will be splitting my review into. Let's get going and talk about each of the sections in detail, and let me share my experience about them. Let's talk about the first section. Why did I choose Rock Rider ST100? Now the first point is the budget. My budget was somewhere around 15,000, and the price of this bicycle at that time was 16,999. And after going to the reviews and everything in the Decathlon forums about this bicycle, it was quite comforting for me. So this was one of the important points, because definitely budget, everything should come in your budget range, right? And second thing is after sales. So Decathlon has good after sales support for this bicycle as far as I've heard about it. Any issues with the bicycle, any issues with the parts and everything, you have it handy. There are so many stores across India, so it works out. And the third thing is the ride quality. When I went to Decathlon warehouse to do a small test ride of this bicycle, it instantly put a smile on my face. And that is something you definitely want, right? You want to have fun when you're riding any kind of bike. May it be motorcycle, may it be a mountain bike like this. And instantly I liked it right there, because the ride quality was very premium. And when I bought it, I was quite beginner, and these things seemed quite comforting to me that I should be able to go ahead and pick this up for myself. Second thing is the likes about this bicycle. Now the first thing that I like a lot about this bicycle is it's relatively light in weight, as in it's not very sluggish when you ride this, even though when the terrain is slopey, definitely the gears help a lot. But yeah, it's very light in weight. It's made of aluminum frame. It moves very easily on the flat ground, so there's not much of effort going on for you. At least that is good to have. The second point is it's very simple. It's very simple looking mountain bike. There's nothing fancy, no different gear combinations as such. This is very standard gear combinations that you have with any beginner MTB. 3 in the front and 7 in the back. Overall, end to end, the bike itself is very straightforward and simple, and I like having my things very simple, so that checked my boxes right there. And the third point is the build quality of the bicycle. It's very sturdy, because I myself am a rough user, and I can feel the premium quality of this bicycle as I do a bit of rough riding, at least not the hardcore MTB bicycling or riding styles that you see in the internet. I'm not that professional, but I do my fair share of hard riding, and I'm also a very rough user myself, so I can say that it at least took my abuse well and stood out pretty fine without any issues. So yeah, build quality is very top notch. That's good to have. So let's talk about the third section, that is the dislikes of this bike for me. Now the first thing that I don't like about this bike is the brakes. It has V brakes, and don't get me wrong, those brakes are really good. They are very sharp if you know how to tune them properly, because yeah, definitely V brakes, the tuning of the V brakes is critical part. You need to have good understanding of how to tune it. I took my fair bit of learning curve over there. I understood how it works, etc. What is the correct way to set them up, and brakes are working really fine for me. But the disc brakes is the next best thing, and almost all the manufacturers are moving towards it, and this bicycle doesn't come with disc brakes. Now it's a good to have future, as it's evolving technology and everyone is moving towards it. This comes with old school V brakes. Don't get me wrong, they are still really good, but yeah, disc brakes, it's good to have a future, which is missing in this bicycle. Now the second thing that I don't like about this bicycle is that it has tube tires. Now definitely, considering the budget and everything, you only get tube tires in this range as far as I know, but the quality of the tubes and everything is not up to the mark. You can expect punctures very easily. There have been incidents where punctures happened to me as well, so that is one thing that bothered me a bit, that these are not tubeless. Again, you can make or convert the rims tubeless into tubeless as well. I went through the manual to see if this bicycle tires are tubeless ready. I couldn't get much information about it. Maybe I'll do much research about it again to see if they are tubeless ready. The conversion process is very straightforward. You'll get it online. If you like to play around with these things, definitely you can try it out. But they don't come with tubeless, so basically they don't come tubeless in stock. That is something you need to alter or customize. The third thing, it's majorly nitpicking. is that the bicycle doesn't have a quick release feature in the rear tire. Now let me tell you why I have put this point over here. Quick release is good to have. I try to work on my bicycle whenever I can because I like the ride quality to be best almost all the time. So when there is any small issue as such in the bike, I open up things and try to fix them myself. But having to open up the rear wheel using the spawner, you need to carry extra spawner for it so that you can open up the screws and loosen the axle and take out the rear wheel. So it's not quick release as the front wheel has, so that is one thing it lacks. Again, this is a very, very small drawback. It is only drawback to me because I need to carry another spawner with me all the times when I'm riding, just in case. So it's extra weight to have. But yeah, almost everyone these days are moving towards quick release mechanisms on both the wheels. So it's a nice feature that is missed out in this bicycle. Let's talk about the next section, that is service / after sales. So when I bought this bicycle, they told me that I get one free service for this and I can avail it from the 6 months of the time that I have purchased this bicycle. So you get one free service where they tune up everything end to end on the bicycle. So many people don't manually do everything by themselves. I try to do most of the things by myself on the bicycle, and it being quite simple and straightforward, it was a good learning curve for me as well. But yeah, it's a good to have feature. You have it now, you know it. By buying a Rock Rider ST 100, you'll get a free service and you can avail it in 6 months, which is good to have. It's a beautiful evening. I had to shoot this segment in 2 different time zones in a day as it was quite long. So let's talk about the next segment, that is performance of this bike. So the first thing is the bicycle comes with extra action tires, at least that's what I got with mine, and those are okay. They're not really bad, they're not really great. The riding conditions of this tire, as in the traction situations and everything, they are decent, they're not the best. In the dry conditions like this, it is really good. You don't feel any bad kind of traction or anything when you're riding this bicycle. No kind of slippage unnecessarily. But when it comes to wet conditions, these are not that great. They are just okay. And coming to the next point, the gear shifting, it's really good. I mean, you need to adjust the derailleurs and limit screws as when needed. If you tend to ride hard, they go out of adjustment, so you need to adjust them from time to time. But if you have it in place and if you have it really well adjusted, then trust me, you won't have any issues with the shifting. I don't have any issues so far, luckily, and it makes it easier to attack different kinds of terrains. May it be hard slopes, may it be constant strides like this. It just makes life easier. Definitely there is some time bound where you'll be getting used to these shifts, as 3x7 is the combination. But yeah, they are really good. No hassle as such. Maintain your bike and definitely you won't have any problems with the shifting or anything in this bicycle. And then coming to the last point, it has 80mm suspension in the front. There's no suspension in the back as it's a hardtail. So you can expect that this bike soaks up little bit of bumps, little bit of stones or pebbles here and there, but it doesn't give you best enduro experience as such. It doesn't really hit you very hard in the front handlebar section where you are placing your hands. So I would say it's decent. It's good that we have it. Those are just basic 80mm suspension preload sets that you're getting in the front end. In almost all beginner MTBs, those are the standard sets. So yeah, you have them. They work just fine. They're not the best out of the best, but yeah, they do the job fine. Yeah, so coming to the next segment, that is the price and the extras that I got with this bicycle. So first thing is price. I bought it for 16,999. You only get bicycle in that price, at least that's what I got. And the extras that I had to get with this bicycle are, first thing is side stand. It's a MTB, so you don't get side stand straight away from stock with the bicycle. You need to purchase it as an extra accessory. Second thing I got for myself is puncture kit. Definitely these are tube tires, so they come in handy whenever you want them. Third thing is multi-tool. As I said, I work on my bicycle from time to time, so it's a good to have. It covers almost all of the nuts and bolts with the given Allen keys and everything in the set, so it works just fine. So these are the basic accessories, if I'm not forgetting. Oh yeah, one more accessory or spare that I got for myself is extra tube. 27.5 front and back. I got a spare tube for myself because I don't know whether I'll get it in my hometown again. So when I purchased the bicycle, I just got a spare tube for myself. So those are the basic accessories that I got, which mounted the total up to somewhere around 17.8k if I'm not wrong, or 18k, close to 18k. Yeah. Now coming to the next section, that is the problems that I have had in this 2.5 or 3 month period of time that I have ridden this bicycle. The first and foremost problem that bugged me a bit was the chain falling off from the front sprocket set, as in it fell off right away when I was shifting the gears from the front sprocket lowest set point to the inward area. I mean, it's a hassle because I just had applied lube and everything, so I had to get my hands dirty and get it again on the sprocket set. And I investigated why it happened to my bicycle, and I found out that my front derailleur set was not correctly adjusted, or went out of adjustment because of maybe the riding style that I had earlier to those days when I had this situation. The cable tension was not correct, so I adjusted it, and after that I didn't have any situation as such. Now the second problem that I have had with this bicycle is the brake wire. The rear brake wire got cut when I was operating, and luckily this happened when I was working on my bicycle. It didn't happen when I was riding. I didn't understand why it happened with me, but it did happen. And I just went to the market and got a new cable for myself, costing about 10 rupees. Adjusted it and it's working fine after that. The third problem I had with this bicycle was the punctures. The width of the tubes are really not up to the mark. They are quite thin, so you can expect punctures from time to time. I had 2 instances of punctures. They happened to me in a time span of 3 to 4 days in 1 week, which wasn't expected. I had a spare tube and I was able to replace it right away, but when I had opened up the tube, I saw that the puncture that had happened was because of the very small thorn, if I'm pronouncing correctly. It was very small in size, and I was quite surprised that it actually caused puncture. If you are planning to ride it hardcore in these kind of areas, if you are planning to not ride it much in the pavement, I would definitely suggest look at the other options, or try researching and converting it into tubeless and using a sealant, so that you don't have any kind of trouble as such when you are riding in different kind of terrains except for the pavement. In the pavements you won't have any problem, except for the cases where you have these nails and everything in the road. Those are the common scenarios, you can't avoid them. So yeah. So the next section is the basic maintenance. So in this bicycle, first and foremost thing is you need to maintain your chain from getting rusted or being affected by muck and everything. Let me go to this section. There's a lot of sound in this road. Yeah, so basic maintenance involves maintaining your cassette, jockey wheels. It's not cassette actually, it's a free wheel hub in the back. And so the important thing, as I was saying, was that you need to maintain your brakes properly in this, as they are V-brakes. So from time to time they can get squeaky or they can get out of adjustments. Let me just try to show you or demonstrate you what I'm trying to say. So these V-brakes, they try to get out of adjustments from time to time, so you need to adjust the tension strength in the cable using these screws, or you need to undo these screws and adjust the adjust the tilt or etc. based on your use cases. So this cable, this elongates from time to time. Sorry about this mess. I recently changed my cable. I didn't have the cable cutter or these edge bolts to cover this with, so I kept my cable like this. But yeah, so there are situations where you need to adjust or you need to get your hands dirty from time to time to adjust your brake pads and keep them in proportion. So that is the first basic adjustment that you will have in this bicycle, which is very necessary. If you don't like squeaky sounds, basically my bicycle is making some squeaky sounds in the front because I didn't adjust it thoroughly. I will go home and do it. You'll have a lot of squeaky sounds coming in if they are not really adjusted well. And the second thing is maintain your chain. So my chain is not really great right now, but I did basic maintenance and I cleaned it up recently. You can see some of the dirt here. It's mostly because of the ride that I'm doing, so these are quite sandy or muddy areas, so it does get dirty from time to time. But do maintain your chain and freewheel and everything thoroughly so that it doesn't get jammed. The drivetrain should be really good so that you get the best out of the performance from this. One or some of the basic changes that I've done in my bicycle are I removed the stock grips. They were really bad. I got these from Amazon. These are really good. I adjusted them using these bolts in the ends and they have been working quite well for me. So the stock grips, definitely no, they are really bad. If you like it, definitely you can use it, but I didn't like them much. I invested in these aftermarket ones. And this is quick release, so you can adjust this from time to time based on your use cases. If you want to do stunt riding, you can basically drop it. You don't have dropper post in this. You can definitely install it, I believe. I didn't research about it, but yeah, you have this quick release. Play around with it if you want to. You have this option. You can get it down, do your stunt riding, etc. You can get it up, do your casual riding on the weekends or weekdays as your needs are. So the last segment, that is who needs to buy this bicycle. So this is a very good beginner MTB, and whoever is just getting into this segment, definitely you should think about this bicycle, because as I said, it's not very expensive. The basic parts and everything are fairly cheap, relatively cheap. You can get them replaced from time to time and it won't put a hole in your pocket. And it's a very decent beginner MTB bicycle out there that you can look at. And if you don't know so many things about a bicycle, and if you want a bicycle that you can rely on, as I have stressed about the ride quality already in this video, that it's very top notch. The build quality is very good. I didn't have any hiccups or anything with my model or my piece, and I can ensure that definitely the build quality is very good, so you will not have any issues as such. So you can definitely opt for this. And the basic maintenance as such, as I said, it's not a lot of work. I have mentioned about 2 or 3 points, and you can also ignore them, as there was a situation where I didn't ride my bicycle for about 1 week or so because of the rains and everything, and this was fine. I mean, The chain did get a bit dried up because I am using WD-40 duty grease and maintain my chain, so it dries up very easily. So it did dry up and there was a lot of muck sitting in it. I did clean up and it worked fine, but without cleaning up, if you have to take your bicycle out and if you have to ride it, it will still work fine. You won't have any issues as such. So definitely, and you can choose for it. You don't have to go hardcore maintenance. As I said, basic maintenance does well. If you don't do it, you have a Decathlon nearby, you can go and give it over there. They will do it for you. I was looking for basic workout needs to be satisfied and it's doing that. So for my stats, just for an idea, I do about 20-25 kilometers every day and I don't have any pains in my knees or anything as such. Because of the ride quality, it's very nice. You won't have any struggle as such. In the starting days, definitely you might have if you don't have experience with cycling, but once you get used to it, you won't have any issues as such. It's a beautiful evening and it's time for me to head back home as well. I hope I have answered all your queries, all the questions that you are looking for in this video. I hope this in-depth review helps out people out there who are looking for different MTBs and are quite confused and are looking about this Rock Rider ST100 and want to know in depth about all the things about this bicycle. Definitely, if you have any questions as such, feel free to put it in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer them. As I said, I'm also a beginner. I'm also learning in this segment. But now that I've ridden 1000+ kilometers, so I have some understanding about this bicycle as such. So I will definitely try my best to answer your questions. So that's it from my side. Now I need to start riding and enjoy my evening. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know in the comment section what do you guys think about this bicycle, or what are some of the problems if you have faced any as such in this bicycle. Until next time, have a nice day. See you.